Welcome to episode 4 of Leadville Uncovered, a podcast interview series produced by Ultra Uncovered. We're coming at you with 2 more athletes as we lead up to the 2025 Leadville Trail 100, the race across the sky. I'm Russell Ditzworth, and along with co-host Corinne Shalvoy, we hope you continue to listen in this month as we catch insights from these athletes preparing to test their grit and determination in Cloud City. Hey, as we mentioned last week, we are sharing some exciting news at Ultra Uncovered. We will be hosting a live podcast in Leadville at the Expo on Friday. So if you'll be around, come by and say hello or listen in at 1 p.m. Our special guest host will be Mary Denholm, your 2024 Leadville 100 champion. We've got some Cocodona 250 finishers coming to tackle Leadville in episode number 4. These 2 athletes have experience on their side and hope to lean on that for success on race day. First, we have Cam Haynes. Cam has prolifically shared his passion for bow hunting and ultra running. His magnetic and authentic personality has endeared him to fans of both communities. We talk about what has motivated he and his son Truett to take on the Leadville 100 this summer. And he talks about how he's Courtney DeWalter's #1 fan. Cam walks the walk with fast ultra finishes at races like Cocodona 250, Western States 100, Bigfoot 200, and Moab 240, just to name a few. Watch for Cam to be putting his best foot forward in the name of family competition. Our second and final interview for episode number 4 is with Janji content and athlete manager Kyla Maher. Kyla's energy and spirit make her a favorite among her athletes, friends, and community alike. Spending time in Colorado this summer, she admits to feeling a little FOMO and began researching a way to get into this race last minute. Well, the Tahoe Trail 50K proved to be a fruitful qualification race, and she left California in July with the coveted coin. Kyla has really excelled at mountain 100-milers. I Am Tough, Crazy Mountain, and The Bear were all completed between 25 hours and 49 minutes and 25 hours and 59 minutes. So a 10-minute window. If she can manage a similar effort, maybe a big buckle and hopefully a great day would be in the cards for Kyla. Hey, if you're liking the coverage, please rate and review. And if you'll be in Leadville for the race, remember to come find us at the Expo. We would love to say hi. With that, let's get to the interviews. Welcome back to Ultra Uncovered and our special edition of Leadville Uncovered. I'm Russell Ditzworth, joined as always by Corinne Shalvoy. And today we've got a really special guest here, Cam Haynes. Thank you so much for joining the program.
Hey guys, great to be here. Great to meet you here this morning. I mean, I guess I've met Corinne or seen her a few times, but yeah, it's good to meet you and just be on the podcast and talk ultra.
For sure. So thanks, Cam. We're going to focus this around Leadville, but of course we want to talk a little bit about kind of just your background. You are very much a veteran to the sport of trail and ultra running. Maybe we will kind of start there with, this is going to be you and Truett, your son, are both taking on Leadville 100 this year.
Yeah.
So let's, maybe start there. I guess from our research, this isn't the first 100-miler that you guys have been at the same event. According to our research, maybe there's others, but 2021 Antelope Island.
Yeah.
100.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Tell us about this. Like, do you guys decide you're going to run an event together, or how did this come about that you were going to tackle Leadville?
Well, this came about. One of his sponsors got me in, or got us both in. Yeah, so Salty Britches, I think, got us the entries. So they asked if we wanted to run it, and they, Truett works with them, and I'm like, yeah, of course, I'm down. Leadville is, I go there. I've been there a few times to run with Courtney, so it's been, it's just incredible country. I think one time we did Mount Massive and then went down, and they were doing like the 50-mile Leadville trail run. And so we went down there because her husband, Kevin, was running it. And so went down and just hung out, just the vibe of the race. So I've been around Leadville. It's cool to get that chance. And then also share with my son is going to be pretty special.
All
Well,
right, so the brass tacks question: do you run together? Do you start together? Do you run totally separate races? How does that all go down?
Um, well, it's all. I mean, competition is the name of the game, right? So, he is fast. Like, it was a long time before he could beat me, and now I can't beat him on the roads. He's freaking fast, but in the mountains, I don't know. I guess we're gonna find out. To just go back on he wanted to get 100 miler. Everybody wants to do 100, right? So we did this 24-hour race that here is called the Bristow 24-hour, and his goal was to get 100, and he got 92. And he just, I told him at that one, I said, okay, get 60 miles in 12 hours. Then you got 12 hours just to like limp through 40. And I said, you got your 100. So he did 60 and 12, and then just, totally hit the wall, didn't get his 100. So then we went to Antelope, and Antelope has like a long cutoff. And so he's like, Dad, he goes, I could walk this thing and finish it, in 20 in time. And I said, yeah, sitting here at the kitchen table, you could walk it. The math works. I go, but have you walked for 32 hours? I said, it's not that easy. And he barely made the cutoff. I think the cutoff was like 32 and a half, and he got 32 like 10 or something. So he got his 100, but barely. So that's been his kind of ultra experience. Then we've done some 50Ks here. Um, but he's a completely different athlete now. So his goal, I think Goggins has done this a couple times, and he's been a big Goggins, whatever. It's like the pull up thing. So his goal is to, like, he's got his eye on what Goggins got, which I think is around 21 or something. So whether he beats me or not, whatever. I mean, it's always competition, though.
you're exactly right, and I'm going to throw some stats out for the audience here because you're being, you're being deferential a little bit. You ran 22 hours on the day that Truett ran 32 hours. So I don't know if the difference is going to be 10 hours at Leadville, but I put you as the favorite so far in the 24-hour event, or in the 100-mile mountain race event. But
Over Truett?
yeah,
Between
over
me and,
Truett.
yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, see,
Favorite over your son.
yeah, we were gonna make a film on this, and it was like this girl, my assistant works. She's like, "Oh, we could call it passing the torch," because you're old and Truett is this beast now. And then Truett's like, we ran Olympus and did Ben Lomond Peak there in Utah last week. And then Truett said he kind of shit canned the passing the torch idea. He goes, I don't know if we can do that because I don't know if I can beat him. So it's like not really passing the torch yet, but I think he will. I think he's just, younger and stronger, but it's going to be fun.
He has eclipsed your marathon PRs. He's running
Yeah.
2:30s, and he seems really focused on that now. But like I said, I still like the dad strength and the experience in the mountains for sure.
And the old man strength. Don't forget that one.
Hey, those are all real things that, especially Leadville, like it might be something where he's like, he wins the first half of the Leadville 100, but you win the actual full thing. I don't know. It's going to be cool.
I'll take that. I'll
Yeah.
take that.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure there's not like first half winners. So I'll let him have that one.
Yeah. Nice. So question about kind of those unique challenges of Leadville, like what are you looking forward to, and how have you prepared to maybe tackle the altitude or just anything you think will be a unique challenge in this race?
Oh God, I'm freaking. You'd think. I mean, I haven't done a ton of them, but you think as much as I've done, I would actually learn something over however many years it's been. But in Cocodona, I never even looked at the course map one time, and true to form, I haven't looked at the Leadville course. I have no idea other than I've heard it's kind of runnable, and what me and Courtney saw was like like a logging road type road,
Mhm.
but other than Hope Pass, so that's all I know. So
That's great. That's a lot of, that's it. I mean, basically you got around Turquoise Lake, which is, somewhat flat, a little bit rocky. You got a little bit of Colorado Trail section. Then you've got a lot of fire roads, dirt roads, some that are a little bit of a climb, some that are not. But if you've seen Hope Pass, you know what that's all about. I think that it's really just Russ and I both did it as our first 100. So
Oh, really?
yeah, so we've had experience, and we've been out there almost like every year for the last probably 7 or 8 years, either coaching
Oh,
or pacing or helping. And so yeah, it really is just kind of getting back to that 62 mile at Twin Lakes, not completely shot. If you're able to do that and you can move pretty well that last 40 miles, but it's just the altitude affects people differently. Some
yeah.
people can't eat, some people have GI issues, some people throw up. It's like you don't know.
Well, that's so I just went and I did a couple summits here on my little hill, and we live at 300 feet. So Eugene, or maybe 400, maybe Springfield's 400 feet. But yeah, so the elevation, I don't get that. We're so low, just right, the ocean isn't too far from here. So the elevation will be a challenge. Other than I've been back there and, like I said, Courtney and I've done, I think, 6 14ers with her, and it hasn't been terrible for me. So I don't know. Maybe I'll get lucky.
Well, maybe you're a good responder to elevation, which is a thing. Like your genetics and how you respond to elevation is a thing to consider. So knowing how you respond is a really good first mark.
Good. Well,
Yeah.
yeah. Hopefully we'll avoid the GI as you mentioned,
Yeah.
and we'll be good to go.
Staying
Well,
hydrated. I
yeah.
don't know. I don't know. Russ ate about 65 goo rock chain cherry limeade, raspberry,
Cherry lime
cherry lime,
gels.
which all the
Okay.
caffeine in them.
Uh, yeah. I don't. I'm like. Yeah. I don't know. I'm terrible at preparing or getting ready, but um. Yeah. I think like, so how far are the aid state? Is it pretty good aid out there? I mean, because some like the 200s, it can be a while before you get to the aid stations, right? So you're packing a lot of stuff, but is this pretty well stocked?
At most 10 miles in between
Oh,
aid.
okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and it's a big race. Isn't there like 600 people
Yeah.
too?
It's big.
Yeah.
Usually
I don't think I've done one.
between 600 and 800 starters usually at Leadville. It's one of the
Hmm.
bigger 100 milers.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
going to be good. I'm pretty pumped. I mean, it's iconic. My research was going to be I'm going to watch a couple Leadville movies.
There you go.
Perfect. The Why,
You got
Billy Yang has one about Leadville. There's all
okay,
sorts of good
yeah.
ones.
Is that the good? Is that a good one? The why?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a decent one,
Okay.
I think.
It's
All right.
him. It's him. Well, it's him running it, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's him
Yeah.
running it.
Yeah, yeah. They show it at the expo too, or at least part of it, which is fun. But there's a few good ones out there that showcase the terrain.
Yeah. I'll probably do that. Then we'll see how I do.
Well, you mentioned Courtney, and you're obviously referencing Courtney DeWalter, who lives in Leadville. So you spent some time there. You've spent some time with some really great pro runners. Courtney DeWalter comes to mind. Des Linden comes to mind. Emma Coburn. Um, I mentioned before we started talking Connor Mance, your discussion there. And I'm just really interested. Who's out there in ultra running or in track and field that you think would be really good with a bow, or who would you enjoy going shooting with that you haven't been able to do that with yet?
Oh, that I haven't been able to?
Yeah.
Let's see. Uh, I mean, I talked to Zach Bitter. We did like a shoe testing back there in Austin. He'd be pretty cool. I like I mean, he's just a machine on his 24-hour runs and stuff. He's a stud. Let's see. Uh, Man, who would I want to? God, I don't know. I mean, I look up to so many. There's so many. Like, I was following Dan Green. He seems pretty cool from Cocodona. Just a young kind of badass, just and puts in so much work and is so good. And I think I've listened to a couple. He's got like, I think he's on a podcast, but anyway, he seems cool. Um,
He's
I
nice.
just got a lot of respect for just endurance athletes, just in general, just because of the sacrifice it takes to get to rise to the top of the field. It's, so much unseen work out there and usually by yourself because, getting 100-mile weeks in, it's just for most of these people, you're just by yourself out there in the mountains grinding. And those type of people that put in that type of work and is that focused and has that much, will sacrifice that much, I just can learn so much from. Um, so yeah, it's like with what I try to do though, I'm selfish in it. I love being around like these elites and these outliers because I'm always like, what can I learn from them that's
Mhm.
going to make me better? And I've been really lucky just to be around just icons and try not to be weird about it, but I'm always like trying to like pick their brain and learn just because I'm trying to, learn what I can from anybody, and they got a lot to teach.
Yeah, for sure. So
Yeah.
yeah, kind of tying into that, talking about the intersection of kind of hunting and trail and ultra running. So beyond the physicality and the physical endurance, are there other ways that you think ultra running helps support your like bow hunting and your preparation?
I think just being comfortable in the mountains is that's a big part of hunting because with hunting, basically, you're always observing. That's basically what hunting is. You're observing and you're taking advantage of opportunity. Like you see animals, you see tendencies, you know the animals, the biology, what they prefer, what they don't. So basically, you're a student out there all the time. You're observing, learning, and trying to identify chinks in the animal's armor. Because I bow hunt, so I have to be very close, and then it's just a matter of just getting a perfect arrow to bring that animal down, which they're very tough. So I think just being aware out there has really helped me become in tune with nature and the mountains. And that can only be a benefit when you're pushing your body too, because you're kind of responding. A lot of times I'm responding to what the mountain gives. Um, I know, I know what my body can do. I know where I'm weak mentally or physically. And so you're just trying to identify that. And it's just reacting. It's reacting to different challenges out there, and just being in the mountains so much over 40 years of hunting, you just you just get really good at that. Either you get really good at it or you don't have much success. So I've been lucky enough to have a lot of success, and so um, I must be able to use things to my advantage, and I think that's helped me in ultra also. It's just kind of compacted in ultra where you might have a 10-day or 2-week hunt,
Mhm.
and those lessons you're learning, you have time to take advantage of it, whereas in an ultra it's like all condensed, but it's still the same type of um process, I guess. Is just reacting to the mountains and being comfortable out there.
Well, and so I know, just bringing it back to kind of this year and your schedule, you've got Leadville coming up, but then obviously you've got hunting season coming up, and I know you've got kind of a tour of some different states that you're going to go to this season, and you've done dozens and dozens of ultra races throughout your career. And my question is, are there some that like conflict with your hunting season that you wish that you'd be able to like go do, from an event perspective? Are there any out there that you're like, man, this one always conflicts with this, but I would love to go take a crack at a certain race?
Oh yeah, I mean, everybody knows I'm not good enough for UTMB type race, but that's like at the end of August, which, just the excitement. Me and Taylor, we just did this peak here. My brother Taylor Spike, he's an ultra runner also, but we did Diamond Peak, and so we were talking about God, what's that one? Where they're Courtney did it, where they're running through all the people, and it's like the Tour de France and like the
Yeah,
big climbs.
UTMB.
Well, no, it's a
Grand
shorter
Race.
one. It's a marathon.
Oh,
Is it?
Zagama.
Oh, Zagama. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That
Zagama.
so that I don't know when that is, but anyway, there's like you watch like the Golden Trail series, or you see Lavaredo. I know Courtney
Yeah.
just did, or you see Zingama or UTMB, and yeah, that looks just incredible. And what ultra runner wouldn't want to do it? So that even like Mammoth here, it's a new one, new 200 coming up, and I think that's in September. And I know people doing that. It's like September's my elk season. That's when I got to get my bulls killed. So that's my Super Bowl. But yeah, there's races out there that, great fall races I'd love to try.
Yeah,
You're
big
absolutely,
September ones.
yeah.
What's that?
I was just gonna say big September races like Run Rabbit
Yeah,
Run, and
I know.
there's some other ones that are out there that are in that season.
Well,
Yeah.
when
So I miss out on
UTMB is in
those.
August, you're absolutely good enough to go do UTMB, and it's massive. You just have to get the stones to get in
Yeah.
the
I know. I haven't even done the research on how to get in there, but I know I want to. It'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I've done CCC, and just experiencing the atmosphere there, it's a different thing because it is so massive, and it's this week-long festival, and it's like it's just really cool to be part of. And you just have
Yeah.
these conga lines of like hundreds and hundreds of people. You're running through the streets, and you should do it sometime. Highly recommend.
Yeah, Courtney's mentioned like just doing like spending time on the course and making like a 4 day type,
Yeah.
whatever, just for fun. Because what I've done with her is like it's hard to race with her because usually she's gone. But adventures, we've had some good ones just around Golden and then in Leadville, and then we've done the Grand Canyon. So just big adventures are, I mean, that's as good as racing for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
For a lot of people, that's like doing soft rock, right? Going and doing the hard rock course over the course of 2 to 3 days. Like that's the dream, because doing the full hard rock loop in a very confined period is, well, getting in the race really tough. But then secondly, just the route is just hard.
Yeah.
Tough.
Yeah. So making it a little more enjoyable, because like if me and Courtney are just doing an adventure, if I get tired, I can just walk and she can just go run laps back and forth and we're all good. So
How has your recovery been from Cocodona? Congratulations on that. You were 15th place. Amazing result. How has it been kind of coming, how has you've done other 200s, but has the recovery gone pretty well, or did it, I guess, tell us a little bit about that experience post Cocodona.
God, those races are so freaking hard. It's like you forget or you block out or you want to forget how hard they are. You just remember the cool stuff. And then you get in them and you're just like, man, forgot about this. But I got sick afterwards, which was crazy. I felt, at the finish, it was all good. I mean, I was like, I think something was wrong. I was all swollen up. So I don't know if it's salt. Your body goes through so much crazy things, but I felt pretty good other than my body was all swollen. And then I ended up getting sick, like freaking, I can't remember what it was called, not COVID, but neurovirus, I think.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like stuck in the hospital, or I had to go to the hospital, but I was stuck in the hotel for 3 days. I couldn't even move. So other than that, I've been pretty good. A little banged up, I mean, I got hamstrings and got a calf issue now, but as I said, I'm pretty old, so it's if I can keep moving around, I feel lucky. But I've run some decent 10K since then, so my body, I guess, has responded fairly well. And then put on some good, I try to get 20,000 feet of climbing a week, so I've been able to do that for a handful of weeks now. So yeah, I mean, no complaints. It's just is what it is. I'm never going to be like pain free. I just got to deal with it. So I'm good.
Well, out of all of that, I didn't hear any mention of your foot, and that seemed to be what everyone in the chat was talking about. Cam Hanes' broken foot.
I know, it's still broke. It's I just got stem cell in it on like 2 days ago, and that's kind of helped. I'm kind of used to that break. The break is just, it's too much of a gap, so it needs to be surgery to fix. And I'm used to that, but it's just causing problems up my leg. So that's what's causing my hamstring and stuff. But yeah, the foot is just like whatever. It's been a year now, and like they keep saying, okay, surgery now, and I'm like, okay, well, let me get this race done. I think I can hobble through it, and then I'll come back in, and then I just keep having. I don't want to do it because it's two surgeries. It's like to put a plate in and then take a plate out, and I'm like, if I can still just get through these, screw that foot. So
Yeah. Well, and if you want to hear, you had a great conversation with Jeff Garmeyer after Cocodona 250, breaking down some of that and discussing with him. So we can link to that podcast too, if people are interested in hearing more about your Cocodona experience. But actually, Corinne and I did kind of a series pre-Cocodona, and one of the things that got mentioned in that podcast that I think you may or may not be aware of is we did a little kind of like celebrity who's this person or this person, pick this person or this person. And we had you matched up against Jesse Haynes. And so
now I remember this one because Jeff said, "Oh, I don't know. I'll take an influencer over a real runner." I think I brought that up. Yeah, it was you guys that started that.
We started
That's
it.
not Russ's idea. It's all on him.
But so I wanted to give you some of the stats from everybody that answered that question. So the
Okay.
question got asked to 6 different people, and 4 people picked Jesse Haynes, and 2 people picked you, including myself and Shelby. So we can give Shelby a big
Shelby
shout out.
Carroll.
Shelby
Oh,
Farrell.
Pharrell. Oh,
Yeah.
good. Yeah,
So
I love her. She's awesome.
so you had a fan there, but
Okay.
yeah, I was just curious if listen, we like the idea, we thought it was kind of fun, but hopefully you didn't take offense to the
No.
actual question. It was more of Jeff's answer there.
No, I would have picked, I told Jeff too, I think. I would have picked Jesse too, because Jesse is a way better runner than me. I mean, one Moab, he's a stud. So, I mean, if I'm being honest, that was a good pick. But when people are mentioning your name and like, you're like, wait, did they just say my name? What'd they say about me?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's just fun. Just
It
fun.
was
I
fun
like the
because of
question though.
the same last name thing. Like we had Satisfy guys up against each other, Michael Versteeg versus Max Joliffe. Like
Hmm.
they're on the same. They have the same brand sponsor, so it was just kind of fun. We had who else did we have? Russ, like the
AJW versus Andy Glaze.
the
Yeah, that's
Andes,
right.
Andy
That was
Glaze.
good.
Yeah,
That was good.
that
Yeah,
was
I saw AJW got the finish. I was sick.
I know it was fun.
I did see um, Andy Glaze out there too. Talked to him, or just had a brief interaction at the beginning of the race. So it's yeah, I love this community. I love the question. The question's fun. Yeah, no, I don't take it personal. It's just fun, and I agree with whoever picked Jesse. That was a good choice. So.
For the record, Jesse wasn't able to finish the race, so Cam did win that matchup.
Oh yeah,
Um,
for sure. And I mean, I would say that like for me, and I follow the sport pretty closely. I didn't know as much about your ultra running history, Cam, but I was very impressed with not only your Cocodona, but just looking a little more into kind of what you've done over the years in terms of trail and ultra running. It's very impressive. So congratulations
Oh,
on all that. So yeah,
thank
kind
you.
of along those lines, it seems like you do also keep an eye on the sport and the community. So is there anything that like you're excited about that's coming up? Do you follow, are you going to follow all the UTMB races? Anything in particular, YouTube channels, things that you're paying attention to right now in the sport?
Oh yeah, I mean, it's pretty much all I listen to is, I mean, is just ultra running podcasts. If there's a good hunting one, I'll listen to that too. But I love the ultra talk. I like the hot takes, like your fun question. I like that because ultra it is so positive and complimentary, and that's good. But you like the hot takes too, I mean, so I like Jeff Garmire was saying like I was a Taylor Swift of ultra. It's like just fun. It's just fun stuff. But yeah, I mean, I'm definitely looking forward to following Courtney at UTMB. I always say I'm her number one fan. So I feel like the greatest to ever do it. And love following her. And I know somehow she just keeps getting better. She's 40 now, but she's like an ultra. That's not even old. I mean, I can look into it to myself and just verify that. But I think she's getting better somehow. And I just think that like the ceiling she has, like for winning, I know she's won Moab. It was the year I did it, but overall, but I think she can compete at the top spot in even these big, world class races. And I just love it. I love seeing that. I've always said, I think women are tougher, like as far as pain and what they can deal with and push better than men. And she like the way she locks in. I didn't know how her pain cave thing worked until we had her on the podcast, and I was actually talking to her about like she's actually thinking about the hammer hitting. It's not like pain like I'm in my pain cave, I'm just dealing with this pain. It's like she's actually thinking about the hammer hitting the chisel and rock falling. So it's like she's got this mental unlock to like these new levels. So just seeing her ascend and even get better after a handful or not more of a handful of years now, like over 10 years now is pretty cool. But I'm excited to see how Mammoth goes. I think there's good prize money there, which I love that I think ultra runners, I can look to my own experience. I haven't run better than I am now, and I'm old. But like when a lot of ultra runners, they have to balance full time work, just like kind of Andy Glaze does, and you balance full time job with all this training. You can't perform at your highest level. So I want ultra runners to be able to earn a living doing this, so we can really see what humans are capable of. And I think it's kind of going to that where prize money, like with Mammoth, I heard it was 10 or 20,000 maybe for winning. I think that's incredible, but that's what the sport needs. Um, and I think that's what it deserves, really. I mean, there's people making money at their shoe companies are making money. There's more eyes on it. There's more podcasts. There's more excitement about it. So with all that's fun. And yeah, I love the big races. I love the small races. I just love seeing people rise up through the ranks and then seeing the goats just perform like Courtney. And yeah, I love it all.
Nice. I was in Vegas this past weekend, and I think I saw ultimate frisbee, wife carrying, and something else on TV. And I'm like, how are these sports on TV and ultra running is not on TV? What the heck is going on here?
I know. I mean, I want to see ultra in the Olympics. I mean, I
Yeah.
think we can do it. They got 10 days to figure it out, whether it's backyard or 100 miles. I know the viewers would be there and it would just blow up the sport. What I want that to happen while Courtney can race. Again, as I said, I'm her number one fan. So it's like,
Mhm.
I want the world to see that type of ability. And so I'm like, kind of like, come on, Olympic Committee, let's get this freaking figured out. It's not that hard.
Yeah.
Courtney is a national treasure, and
Yeah.
we should all be there. I think you'd have a lot of competition as number one fan.
Yeah. I mean, I know she's hard to hate for sure.
Okay, well, I really appreciate your time. We got a couple final little questions here that we're going to ask right around Leadville. And my
Okay.
first one is kind of around the crew and pacing experience. So at Leadville, obviously, you can have crew there, you can have pacers. Leadville's very interesting because the pacers are allowed to mule your equipment or your nutrition or kind of whatever. So my question for you is there a certain thing that you're looking forward to having your pacers mule for you if you are going to use pacers?
Yeah. I mean, I don't even know if I'm have a pacer. I don't know with this many people. I kind of like not having pacers personally.
Okay.
I think a Cocodona, I think it's useful because there's sometimes like in the multi-night things where you're just not, your brain just is broke. And my brain was definitely broke at Cocodona, but with this race, I just like being out just running. So yeah, I haven't really thought about even pacing strategy or Taylor was asking me if I had a crew, and I was like, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure somebody would probably go for a few miles, but yeah, I don't know. I'm not. I just like kind of showing up and just, you know, what
Well,
do we do? Which way do we head? Okay.
sounds like you and Jim Walmsley have something in common with regard to
Well,
pacers then.
that's probably the only thing we have in common because
Yeah.
yeah,
No, they are
he,
great aid stations. You'd be covered there if you wanted to go like the drop bag route, that would be cool too. But yeah,
yeah,
like you said, I'm sure there's many people that would help you out if you wanted including Russ and I. If you need some help, we'll be out there
okay.
for crewing support. So okay, cool. And then the last question we're asking everyone is like, what will you personally do to celebrate a successful performance at Leadville?
What will I do? I don't know. I mean, do they have Dairy Queen out there? It's like
There's ice
usually I'm
cream for
like,
sure.
yeah, like, hamburger, fries, blizzard. You can dip the fries in. I'd get a cookie dough blizzard and dip the fries in.
Nice.
Sounds like a pretty good way to celebrate.
Perfect. Perfect.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not, I'm just like kind of on to the next. So that's like my last tune up before elk season. So
Okay. It's a good
yeah,
tune up. And do you have any particular goals for Leadville
trying to finish.
and
It
beach,
would,
right?
yeah, I mean, it would be nice. I think it's kind of a faster 100 from just whatever people talking, but it would be cool to get under 20 on a good day, but then also it'd be cool just to finish. So, you kind of got your A goal, B goal type thing. Like, if we're feeling good, like you want that magical day. normally I want that when I haven't even done the training and you still kind of want this hope, but I've actually trained pretty good, so could happen.
That's awesome.
20,000 feet of climbing a week is significant training regardless. And being in shape to run a sub 36 10K recently, is that kind of where you were at?
Well, that's what I had. They
Yeah.
had 36 even. I had 35.51. So
Same,
Nice.
same in relation to ultra running, 36-minute 10K. So I'd say you're in pretty good shape. And, Cam, we really appreciate you being able to spend some time with us today and go through some of this and have a discussion. It was awesome to hear from that. And we're really excited to see you here in a couple of weeks in Leadville. And again, thank you so much for the time.
oh, thanks guys. It was really fun. It's an honor to be on the podcast. Can't wait to see you guys out there.
Welcome back to Ultra Uncovered and our special edition of Leadville Uncovered. I'm Russell Ditzworth, joined as always by co-host Corinne Chalvoy. And today we've got a special guest coming to us from Leadville, I believe. Kyla Maher, thank you so much for joining the program. Well, I'm going to get right into it. I looked at your Strava, and your most recent activity has a hilarious title. It just says, "I'm so effed." 13 days until Leadville. And the run that you did for the audience was the traditional double out and back on Hope Pass from Twin Lakes over all the way to Winfield. Good job on going all the way to Winfield and then back. So tell us a little bit about how you're doing and maybe what inspired some of this commentary recently on Strava.
Yeah, well, this was kind of on the fly decision to race Leadville. Just I guess I'm on the road currently, coming to you from my travel trailer here, and I was planning on being in Leadville anyways. I was going to pace and crew someone who's now injured, and so I was sort of like, well, shoot, I'm here. I'm like, I can't breathe anyway, so I don't want to have foam. I don't want to be at the race and have FOMO. So I kind of like last minute, just was like, okay, Leadville qualifiers. What race is still open? And it was the new Tahoe Trail Race 50. I'm like 50K, and I'm coming off of some injuries post Cocodona, death walked that, and so I haven't put together a strong training block. But I was like, I can do a 50K. Who knows if I'll get in? So I actually didn't qualify, which is pretty funny. I got lucky and got one of the, you stay for the awards. And I got very, very excited about that. Got in. And so, texted my coach, Scott Trayer. Really loves when I do this. And I was like, hey, I got into Leadville. 3-week training block.
So was the Hope Pass, tell us a little bit about that training run. Was that like a non-negotiable, like, okay, if you're going to do this, you got to at least do this section so you know what is coming?
Yeah. I think David Roach has really made the Hope Pass section pretty famous because, he ran every step. So, so I think it's a notorious section to do. Plus, I'm here in Leadville. It's really beautiful. And I had to get at least one big adventure day in there. So, it was lovely. And my partner lives here. He's done the race 5 times, so he knows that section very well. Yeah, it was great date day.
What did you think of it? Because you've never run it before, right?
No, I haven't. And I actually it's really similar to a section in the Crazy Mountain 100 where it's like the same kind of out and back. You head up this giant pass. There's some steep switchbacks up, and then you descend down, go to the aid station, and then head right back where you came. So it feels pretty familiar to that section. So I'm really excited about it. I actually thrive more in bigger mountain races. I'm a stronger hiker than runner. I'm like a really slow runner. So this race that section I'm looking forward to the most. The rest of it is going to be really interesting.
Yeah, no, that's good insight because I was going to ask, compared to some of these other hundreds that you've done, and like we heard Andy Glaze, who's also running Leadville, describe Crazy Mountain as like a mini UTMB. He felt like,
Yes.
And that it was very much like he loved it because it was kind of so similar to like to a UTMB, but an American version, and maybe a little bit like shorter climbs, but still a lot of steepness and stuff. So I was curious kind of how that compared.
Leadville is nothing like crazy, but that particular section of Crazy Mountain, going up to Conical Pass, is like very, very similar. So I'm not worried about the Hope section. Like that's where maybe I can hang. It's the running part that is more terrifying to me.
So. Yeah, for sure. So, okay. So go back. You covered a couple of things we were going to talk about, which was getting into the race. You got the coin staying there at the Tahoe 50K, which is awesome. And then, but going back to Cocodona, just tell us a little bit about kind of, coming out of that, how you've been recovering. Just for those who don't know, you ran it this year, you completed it, and it was.
I walked it.
Okay, but you were out there for a long time, and it was that is difficult on the body. Like it's probably good, great training, but like how was that recovery? You said that you had a couple of little injuries, so just talk a bit about that. Not too long, but
I won't talk too long about it. I relate my experience to Cocodona. Like I have this when I see like a really fast road runner try a trail race and fail, I get like really happy inside. And I feel like that's what like the 200 runner pros like must feel when they see how badly I fail. I'm like, I really was confident going in. I was like, I know I'm a noob, and I'm like, I was respecting the distance, but I trained really hard, and I really thought I could do it in like 3 days. I did not do it in 3 days. Things went wrong from the beginning, and I death walked for a week. I basically like a work week. I was just death walking. My crew, I don't want to spend too much time on it, but there was a point at which I tried to quit like all week. I was trying to DNF, and my crew was not letting me, and so there was, I called them. I was on a dirt road. I can't remember which aid station. But I was like, you guys need to pick me up. It's taken me like 15 hours to do 12 miles. Like, this is not what I came here to do. This is so fucked up. I'm like, pick me up right now. And they wouldn't come pick me up. They were like, if we pick you up, then it's over. There's no coming back from it. So like, just walk to the aid station. We'll feed you. You can sleep, and then you can quit. But we're not coming to get you. I got so mad, I hung up the phone, and I'm like, well, it's a free country. I'm calling an Uber. So I immediately try to call an Uber in the middle of the race. It's like a dirt road. Anyway, it was 4 a.m. There were no Ubers. Otherwise, I totally...
Oh, God. You tried to extract yourself from the race.
You're only allowed to quit at an aid station, Kyla. You're not allowed to quit in the middle.
Where would I even have them take me? I'm like, so since then I had like PTSD, a week after. So I went into the race slightly injured, finished the race very injured. And then, for a week, like just emotionally, it was like, so that's just like kind of a lot, to keep. So once I had quit like early, and I made up my mind that I had stopped racing, but I kept going because of my crew, and that battle like never really went away. Just like, why am I out here? What am I doing? I'm not even racing. I'm just walking to Flagstaff. And so the week after the race, I kept having these nightmares that when I had to wake up, like when I woke up, like I'd have to keep walking.
Oh no!
Like I was in the race, like far after the race.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so then there's been this slow comeback of running, and just because, I mean, you guys understand, because we're ultra runners. As soon as I could run pain-free for 20 minutes, then I was like, what race am I gonna do now? Tahoe 50K. Okay, do it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, I mean, in a way, that's good, because we can kind of help. You can continue between Tahoe and Leadville. You'll kind of rewrite what the trauma is, or like what the last story is.
I mean, so every ultra that I am now doing that's like, you know, over 50 miles, I'm gonna have a safe word. So we're gonna call it if I'm walking 1 mile an hour, it's time to go home. But so there's no pressure on this race. I'm excited to be in community. I'm excited to be at the race. This race has so much history, and no expectation. I just want to be out there to have a good time, and I guess my only goal is to like beat my boyfriend.
Nice. Oh, he's racing as well.
Yeah, it'll be his sixth time racing.
Okay.
So he's a Leadville local. And actually, we we met on the dating apps, and the first thing he did was look me up on Ultra Sign Up.
Perfect.
And it turns out we had run against each other in a small 50-mile race like a couple years back, and I beat him by 10 minutes. So he's definitely going for some revenge here. But
nice, that's awesome. Yeah. Okay, so I was going to just ask real quick about crew and pacers, because we had that, but he's not able to pace you or crew you because he's racing. So how does that look different than what you did at Cocodona? Is it intentionally different? Are you telling crew like the safe word, and that if that comes out, it's done?
Well, there was so much pressure around Cocodona. I also work for Janji, as you guys know, and I led a whole like brand activation, our first one at Cocodona. So I was doing like so much coordination. I wanted to get all the athletes that weren't racing. We had 5 athletes racing, but I also wanted any of our athletes who weren't racing to get involved. And naturally they were like, we'll come crew and pace. And so I had like Ryan Montgomery and Ricky Gates like crewing and pacing me. I'm like, this is so much pressure. I can't drop from Cocodona. Ricky Gates just drove 7 hours to pace me. And the new boyfriend, I put him in the last like 20-mile section of Eldon. And so I was like, I can't. I mean, like it was like our 6th date too. So, you know, it's only uphill from here. But I was like, I can't drop. I have to go spend time with Jacob. So we had like a 14-hour date. Leadville, I'm like, no pressure. I only want people that have like, you know, are just out here anyways, or we'll be at the race. Corinne, I'm like, if you've got nothing to do, hop in with me. If I'm doing it, if I'm death walking, no. But we're just, I have a couple friends who are excited to, you know, come adventure.
Well, I think you're being modest when you say that you lucked into getting your coin in your entry. You did finish really well. You finished 2nd in your age group, and I know that they kind of tightened down how many coins they gave out. No,
Russell, but I'm old. It gets less impressive.
No, it does not. There are a lot of fast people in our age group, Kyla. I will remind you that Cordy DeWalter is now a 40-year-old individual.
But I get that excitement of like, because I've had that experience where the coin, it rolled down to me where they were giving out more coins in that age group. But, you know, you ran really well at that 50K. So hopefully that gives you some confidence going in that like, hey, I'm moving well and I'm moving better, and things are going to be, it'll either way, it'll be over in a very short amount of time in comparison to Cocodona.
Totally. Yeah. I'm interested in like a couple things. It'll be, like what can I do on 50-mile weeks? I've always been way more prepared for 100-mile races. So it'll just be interesting to see like how much I'm not as fit, but so much of 100-mile races is logistics and luck. And, you know, if your stomach and if all the nutrition goes well, and, you know, my feet don't get too beat up. So let's just see what happens there. And then the other part that I'm interested about is like, what happened to my mind during Cocodona? Like, can I withstand like more pain now?
Yeah.
Because I think that's a big part of, I remember my first 100-mile race. I DNF'd at mile 96. And that pain was the same that I felt during Cocodona. I just had way better crew, and they just didn't. And I walked
Which
through the
race was
band.
that?
It was the Mid-State Ultra on the East Coast.
Yeah. I've heard of Mid-State.
Yeah. My first attempt. And I think something happened in my mind after that race, like in the recovery. Like the next time I did 100 miles, I don't know if the pain was different. Like I think I just could hold space for it better. So I'm wondering if that will be the case for Leadville after Cocodona.
Last three big mountain hundreds. I'm talking about I Am Tough last year, Crazy Mountain last year, and then the Bear from 2023. You finished all of those races within like a 10-minute span. Like every single one was like 25:50 about. So
I
you were like the
know.
25-hour runner.
And crazy Mountain, and then like whatever, it's like 6 weeks later, I'm Tough.
49.
The exact same
Yeah.
time. I think it was like 25, like to the
So
minute.
with that,
49,
with that in
45,
mind,
49.
the question is, what do you have some time goals for Leadville? Obviously, if you aren't aware, 25 hours is a big deal at Leadville. If you go under that, it's a big buckle. Things like that. Like you're right in that range. Do you have some time goals for Leadville, and how are you kind of looking at that in comparison to, you say like maybe not going in quite as fit, but obviously I don't think Leadville's quite as hard as any of those three races. Okay.
I have been told to not say that, Russell. I have been told to respect the elevation,
the altitude,
which really the altitude. Yeah. I think it really messes with people. I have been out here. I was in Silverton and then BV, and now I'm in Leadville. So, hopefully I'm like well adapted to the altitude, but I've been told not to go into this race thinking it's going to be faster. But yeah, I don't know. Like I said, this is going to be a low pressure situation. I've got my little spreadsheet. I basically like took my boyfriend runs like a 24 hours, and he paces really well. So I've got his splits in there.
Now we know.
Smart,
we know the
nice.
goal.
And you want to beat him, so we know what you're aiming for.
Right. So, like how do you compare a big mountain race, like a 25-hour big mountain race, to Leadville? I have no idea. So no huge difference. I'm not attached. Yeah, it's mainly like, let's give a window of when I might be coming in for crew.
Pass section, so maybe don't worry about hitting splits in the first 38 miles.
I notoriously go out very, very slow. So, when I ran Crazy, actually, Rachel Entrican, who's just crushing it right now, she was also racing. I was so far behind her in the first half of Crazy, and there is that out and back section. Well, I'm excited about that for Leadville also, like just to be able to see where you are. But she was, coming back up Conical, and I was just coming down. I remember she looked at me, she goes, well, you look like a spring chicken. And I was like, well, yeah, I'm in like 50th place right now. And then I ended up catching up with her at mile like 60, I think. And then we ran together from 60 to 90. Yeah. And gosh, she just like sprinted the last 10 miles. I was like, bye. But
that's impressive. And I think
second half run.
I think that's going to serve you well at Leadville, because there's a lot of carnage that happens in that second half. At Leadville in particular, I think a lot of it has to do with the altitude and how it affects people differently. But I do think there's a lot of opportunity in the second half if you're able to optimize it. So I think that'll be great. And I think, to your point, your mind shift, right, is so like different now, because I think about that a lot with like Killian. I'm like, how does Killian think about this? Like, when you've been on Everest, how many times? Like, how does that perspective play into, I'm running a 100-mile race? And like, so you have that new perspective. I think it'll be really cool to see how it comes together. And I just was listening to Ben Demon say being undercooked is like way better, and he intentionally is doing less going into UTMB. So
I love to hear that.
There's something to it. Maybe there's something to it. Yeah. Okay, so real quick, we just want to touch on, like you said, professionally, you're athlete manager and do media and content stuff for the feed, or I do that for the feed for Janji. So we're curious, and kudos to your team. I was listening to Single Track, and I think a lot of people that they mentioned on their fantasy teams are both Janji athletes. and feed athletes. So I think we're doing a pretty good
We're
job
crushing
over
it,
here.
Corinne. We're crushing
We're
it.
going to give some love to the athlete managers out there because they always get hate. But yeah, like two questions, one fun question, one serious question. The serious question is how has that been for you working in the space that you're also super passionate about? Different than you thought it was going to be? Do you, are you kind of constantly challenged with like separating, Kyla as an athlete from Kyla as an athlete manager? So how has that experience been for you?
That's a really good question, and something that I have to think about all the time, and I think probably for you as well. One, I'm just not the type of person that really is good at separating my work and way I make money with the things that I'm passionate about. It's just like my whole life they've been smushed together. So perhaps makes it, because I've always done that, and it makes it a little easier. But all the athletes on our team are my friends. So that's, and we have a relationship outside of the professional partnership. There is some overlap there, but I think I try my best to kind of like give attention and respect to wearing those hats, and making it clear, like when I'm talking to Ryan as my friend, and when I'm talking to him as his athlete manager. And it is kind of like an art where I have to make sure that Janji's getting what Janji really needs out of the partnership. But I also need to make sure that the athlete's taken care of and that the partnership is in line with their goals and what they need as well. So, yeah, I think I like the challenge and have a lot of experience with it. And I think you do a great job as well.
One of
Corinne,
my favorite stories, Kyla, was your story that you told of pacing Ryan and crewing Ryan and fundamentally feeling like you dropped the ball with something with pacing Ryan, but that there was just nothing but love between the two of you in terms of just like getting through the day. And he had professional aspirations that you're totally aware of, but at the same time, like, I just loved that story coming out of Western States. It was one of my favorites that was there.
Really, at the end of the day, like, I mean, I say this on like content shoots too. I'm like, you guys, we are just selling clothes. We're just selling clothes. There are bigger things in this world, and I feel that too. I'm like, okay, yeah, we have these, it's a professional relationship and we need to check some boxes for a brand, but you know what? We're all going to die.
All right. Well, I want to throw out the fun question about being an athlete manager, and I want to hear you tell me like the wildest story of like either an athlete request or like maybe something that you did that for an athlete that was like out of the ordinary or outside of the box. And then I'm going to ask the same question to Corinne because I know she's got some good ones as well.
You guys did not send me this question beforehand, so I haven't had a chance to think about it. But the first thing that came to mind is actually the other way, like crazy things the athletes have done for me, which was during Cocodona.
Yeah.
When I had Ryan and Ricky and Cal and Grace all pacing me. And yeah, talk about the line between like friendship and professionalism. I mean, like when, you know, I've got Cal Calamia just like changing me and wiping me down with baby wipes, or Ricky Gates like giving me his handkerchief so I could wipe my butt. These are things where I'm like, is this okay?
Oh, that's awesome.
So yeah, what happens at Cocodona stays at Cocodona, I think. Even though I just told you all about it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But that also is like what creates the depth of those relationships, and probably, you know, the benefit and the upside of like you also being an athlete and knowing exactly, they know you're okay with it, you know they're okay with it. It's just things that happen, and so it's all good. It's not like some random person that's like, yeah, can you help me out with my chafing in that area, and like you know.
Oh, and I will pay it forward totally. It's something that, you know, outside of trail running, like you would not understand that. Yeah, I'll wipe your butt for you if you need. No problem.
Out there.
It happens in other professions.
Is there?
There's medical professionals that
That's
this
true.
occurs. You know, it's not unknown. Yeah, no, mine is not that crazy, but I did drive my children across the entire state of Colorado and Wyoming to deliver nutrition in time for we were in between warehouses, and so it was a mess. And yeah, they were running Bighorn and needed nutrition, and so we got in the car and drove all the way. And then I know that we have also sent an individual, put them on a plane and sent them with nutrition to Kona for Kona in the past, just to get it there. So yeah, there's sometimes, but that you have to go above and beyond, but hopefully it's appreciated, and we know the importance of making sure they're
Honestly,
good.
like a big reason I'm in like living out of a travel trailer right now is to
That's a huge
support our
one.
athletes. So that's a big one too. Yeah. No one asked me to do. Janji didn't ask me to do this. It's just
You're living on the
I
road
told
to
them, this
support
is what's
athletes.
happening.
That's huge. So shout out to all the
That's awesome.
athlete managers out there. All right. Well, thinking about that,
Thank you.
what have you enjoyed about hanging out in Colorado this summer?
Oh my gosh, so much. Colorado's totally beautiful. I've been out to Leadville. I crewed someone several years ago, but I hadn't been to Silverton and BV. Haven't made it down to Salida yet, but I'm excited to do that. There's all these cool little mountain towns. So yeah, just enjoying the trail running, and so many trail runners live out here. My home base is Bozeman, Montana. We have an amazing community there, but I would say lots of the pros are living out here, so cool to connect with them.
Totally. Okay. The most important question of the whole podcast. Do you have the outfit picked out for Leadville? Will there be multiple? What are we wearing? This is very important.
I mean, of course, I have been thinking about this. I mean, I probably thought about it during Cocodona, like what's my outfit for the next race? I had so much time. So yeah, I actually am like really obsessed. I mean, I'm gonna like call out a thing that I love that we're discontinuing, sadly. But I wore the women's Alti shorts during the Tahoe 50K. There's a picture of it if you want to see. But they're really cool linerless shorts that just add like another layer of pocketing and coverage if you don't want to wear like Janji's pace shorts, like the tight bike shorts. Those are super, super popular. The pocketing is like incredible. But yeah, I like to layer the Alti shorts over the pace shorts. So you just have another layer of pocketing, really lightweight, and looks super cute. And there will be outfit changes. Yeah, there'll be outfit changes for sure.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Sweet. Can't wait to see it. Okay. We're going to be looking forward to that. We're going to have to coordinate if I do end up pacing so that we make sure we look good in photos.
Yeah, for sure.
During the pacing sections.
Obviously.
Yeah, obviously. We will do that, obviously. All right. And then we've just got a couple final things that we're asking everybody. The first one is, what are you most excited about letting somebody mule for you? Because Leadville is one of the only races that allows muling. So is there anything in particular you're really like, oh, yay, I don't have to carry this?
Okay, literally everything. But Jacob, my boyfriend, told me that muling was allowed. I hadn't done the deep dive into the race logistics, and I thought he was like fucking with me to
really
get me.
No.
Yeah,
no. This is real.
Yeah, I thought he was lying to me. So yeah, literally everything. I'm not carrying one single thing.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Just hand the vest over.
Yeah,
I've both had our friends carry our full vests.
I cannot wait to I will start the race in a vest. I cannot wait to get to Twin Lakes and
that is a great way
off.
to go. Yeah. Many pacers have worn their vest and then the racer's vest over the top of it. That's the move, maybe. All right. Our last question for you today. What are you going to do to celebrate after the Leadville Trail win?
Oh, that's a really good question. What am I going to do to celebrate? I'm going to probably drink a bunch of beers, honestly. Maybe smoke a cigarette. Who knows?
Whoa! Nice. I think that's the first time we've gotten that answer.
Yeah. Just making sure people are
Love it.
listening.
Love it. Love it. Awesome. Well, we'll be excited to see you out there. We're doing a little short live pod during the expo on Friday. So we'll
Awesome.
be there then. And then, of course, we'll see you on race day. And hopefully it'll work out timing wise that I can also jump in with you for a few miles. But really just looking forward to it. And thanks for joining.
That would be so fun. Thanks, you guys. Fun chatting.